Andre Way, we just released once again. Come to talk about some things and place some fat on your head. I was it was something I was meant to talk about and I didn't talk about it in my last video, but I wanted to talk about the importance it is of corresponding with your loved ones inside these institutions. You know, I remember uh, a time when my mom used to write me, and I had got to that point where, after being locked up for over 10 years, and my only correspondent was my mom, and I looked forward to them letters that I received from my mom. I used to write my mom more so than she wrote me because the years that I was locked up, she got older, and they can't write that much no more. But we go to missing that correspondence, and for a lot of my time, I lost my female friend that I had out here, and then she stopped writing me and everything. But corresponding means so much to inmates, and if you are able, you know, uh, correspond with your loved ones because uh, time don't stop because you get locked up. Time continues, it goes on, and we don't get any younger. We get older, and it's beneficial for the inmate to stay, in contact with the loved ones because children are born while we're locked up. Pictures and all that kind of thing. Magazines, newspapers, if you're able, to send your loved ones, because I know a lot of inmates, they write their people and they ask for these kind of things because it plays a great role in the mentality of the inmate. I remember when I first got locked up on my sentence, I used to get a lot of pictorial books, them sex magazines and stuff. And I grew out of that. I grew out of the sex magazines. I wanted more educational things, more things that I wasn't receiving inside the prison. I really never had gotten no newspapers, but I did receive a lot of magazines. And when your loved ones and they write you for these things, it's beneficial, man, that you get them, because it plays a role in the educational factor, because some of them don't go to school, some of them don't want to go to school. But if we keep these kind of magazines up on them, then it might motivate them to go to school in there because a lot of inmates they get locked up with no education and they no GED or no high school diplomas. So with these kind of positive magazines, and you can choose the magazines for them. A lot of times they want to get them subscribed magazines that's the slab and all that, them kind of magazines. But you can break them away from that by sending them more educational magazines, something that can benefit them. So when they do hit the streets, because everybody don't have 50 years, everybody don't have 100 years. Some people got 5 years, and so in the course of having that 5 years, you want to put them up under something that'll motivate them to do better when they do get out. Because if they was young when they got locked up and they was doing a lot of rowdy stuff, then you want to try to change their view of thinking. So we go choose magazines for them, magazines that can benefit their way of thinking and change that way of behavior. Because if you're in prison and you need to get out better and not getting out the same way you was getting locked up, and corresponding plays a role in that. Pictures, sending them pictures and everything. I know a lot of people nowadays, they take more phone pictures. They don't take them camera pictures anymore. A lot of them take them phone pictures. And I remember when I was doing this time, and my nieces and my nephews, they was growing, and I used to talk to them on the phone, and they say, "Uncle, don't nobody take pictures anymore." Well, everybody take pictures. And if you isn't taking pictures, then you need to take pictures if you want to see your child or your husband or anything in that nature get out and do better. You want to see them, the growth of the family. You want to share that holiday experience with them, because like I say, it's gonna be come Thanksgiving this week. It's gonna be some people there that's not receiving, that love from society, and we want to show them that, man, we still love them and we want them to get out and do better. So a lot of things we want to do out here to help them. Anything that we can do, we want to help them, and I say that. And when I say that, I'm thinking about my brother and I'm thinking about my nephew. My nephew, he's coming home, but my sister, she tried to do a lot, for him that'll benefit him. So when he do hit the streets, that it'll be helpful of his thinking, because they getting out with a different mindset. And they not getting out with that same mindset. But unless, your loved ones, they still living in a bunch of drama, because if your loved one, if they always getting cases, or they always, in SIG or something, but some people go to SIG for different reasons. And I was thinking about death row inmates. Death row inmates, they have people outside of this country where they don't believe in death row, so they help the inmates that's on death row. They help them, financially and everything, with all these type of magazines I'm talking about, because your loved one, they can pick up a magazine and they can look at the order forms, the coupons and stuff that be inside these magazines, and they can cut them out and they can send them to you. So you ask them about that, the ones that goes and visits their loved ones, or you ask them about these things. And like I say, you can go to a bookstore and you can have bookstores to send it, because you can't go buy the book and send the book to them. The administration is not going to allow them to have it. So that would be a waste of money that you done been spent. So the way to send these magazines is you have to go to a company and you order the magazines for whatever way you want to subscribe it, and you have the company that you buy it from send them the books. They got to send the books, and that's the only way they're gonna get them. And we like tablets and stuff like that, writing material. That you can't send tablets that have the little wires in them. They have to be tablets that's like glued. They have like the back to them, or it's not, they glued in. So you don't waste your money, when you send them these things. But like I say, when you do send these kind of things, then you have to do it in a manner or having the company or the bookstore to send it. That's the only way they're going to receive it, because these things plays a major role in the person that's serving time. And it's just to let you know if you don't know, because I know there's some loved ones that's this their first time and they probably don't know how to receive magazine. And some of them, some people just don't want to ask nobody how to do anything. So, and they go do them times and they ask them, why you ain't never write, So I'm giving you that idea just to, in case that your loved ones haven't spoken to you about it. And these are surprises. These are holiday surprises that, we can send gifts. But like I say, the only thing you can send is through these bookstores. You got to send it through the bookstore. You have to have that company to send it off, You can't send it out. You can't go buy a gang of stuff, which is cheaper, and they know it, the administration knows it, so they done made it a way where they are getting paid, or they'll pay attention to what's coming in, because a lot of stuff come through the mail rooms, and the mail rooms, they complain about a lot of stuff too and make it bad for inmates. But to keep your stuff from being sent back to the company, to make sure that the things that you send is in line with the mail room guidelines, because they'll send their stuff back to you. And then that's be the waste of your money. We don't want no waste of your money. We want your money to be utilized in the manner that you send it, and that's for a positive issue. So that's just something that you can go on and to think about. And when I was telling the story about the sellers in my last video, I remember a time when I was living with this seller of mine. He was a Caucasian guy, and as we got to know one another, and he was a good celly of mine. He was a real good celly. He was an older cat, but I was older than him, but he looked older than me. But we had a good relationship, and man, and this guy, he come from a wealthy family, and as time went on, when he started pulling out his pictures, you know, I was totally surprised because I was living with a guy that used to build the stages. He built the stages for Garth Brooks, and I was totally surprised. You know, you totally be surprised on the cellies that you have. You know, and I was thinking about that, and this guy, he was telling me he used to have pictures of being on the farm with Garth Brooks' mother and all that, his whole Garth Brooks family. And he was a writer. He had wrote a song. I remember him telling me a time when him and Garth Brooks was on bad terms, and they wasn't speaking because he had wrote a song and Garth Brooks stole it. He told me Garth Brooks stole the song, and it was a major hit. And he said he had told me he had written that song, you know. But you know, when somebody tell me something, I don't, you know, just go into offense of not believing them, because I seen the pictures. And the man, he come from a wealthy family himself, you know, and he grew up with Garth Brooks, you know, and that was one of them times where you have sellers, and he was good for me. And when he had gotten out, because he had gotten out and he was looking out for me for a little bit. But time goes on, and when we're moving around to other facilities and stuff like that, and when you get locked down, you know, your stuff go through a lot of shakedown when you're getting locked down, because that's what they had, that shakedown every twice a year on some units, and they throw away a lot of your stuff, and you're not paying attention. You done threw away some important stuff, and then, you know, them guards don't care. You know, they trying to get out of that lockdown, been going through all that stuff, bunch of trash. But you know, and that's just a story that I had that I thought I could share, because I lived with some guys that was like ex-basketball players and ex-football players, and had an opportunity, you know, to meet some of them, but still, you know, when you're writing your loved ones, when you're going seeing your loved ones, you know, you share this information with them, you know, especially if they're young. Some of them don't know about it. And like I say, a lot of times you have to take it upon yourself to send the type of magazine that person might not want to receive. But when they go to receiving them, you know, once a month or every 2 weeks, they receive a magazine. That's good, you know. That's some good stuff. And when and remember, write your loved ones, you know, write them, you know, twice a month, you know what I'm saying? Or some people write every day, you know, the love affair relationships, the wives write all the time, but that bond with the mothers, that bond with the fathers, you know, we have to keep that bond going by correspondence. So, you know, when you ain't doing nothing, you know, write them. You know, they got the JPay thing, you know, where they send the letters off. You can send the information. A lot of you know about the JPay and you know, these kind of things. You know, you can send pictures through JPay. So, you know, find out about, you know, those things. You know, because correspondence means so much with a person that's doing a lot of time, as well as just a small time. You know, everybody need that correspondence and that bond that you had. You know, some bonds was destroyed when the person was on the streets, but that bond grows. That bond through communicating, it grows. It just does something to a relationship. So this is Andre Wade, and something I thought I'd come up, you know, talk to you all about, and I hope that it is beneficial and that you utilize it and keep the correspondence going with your loved ones, because it means so much in their growth and development. This is Andre Wade with Just Release, and I'll be back with something else.